Hi. Apple has sold over 1 billion iPhones, and that's not all. They've also shipped over 600 million iPads, sold hundreds of millions of Macs throughout the years, and today there are over 2 billion Apple devices around the world. And now that I think of it, Apple may be the biggest watch company in the world. Their products are synonymous with design, exclusivity, and for some, social status. But does that really mean that Apple's best? Stick around because I'm gonna break it all down for you. Apple didn't start as the giant we all know today. Back in 1976, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs started in the garage of Jobs' parents' house in California, building computers by hand. Their first real success was the Apple II, or Apple II, or whatever you want to call it, launched back on '77. It wasn't the cheapest or the most powerful computer, but it offered something nobody else was selling at the time. A machine for the everyday user, not only engineers, not only companies. Something personal. Jobs and Wozniak knew they were not only selling technology, they were selling a whole experience. From the packaging to the design, the idea was very clear. Make using a computer accessible, intuitive, and even exciting. That mentality continued with the Macintosh in the 1984, with the famous 1984 ad campaign, and it became the foundation of what Apple still does today. Not just selling a product, but a vision and a lifestyle. And that vision over the years became one of the most powerful marketing weapons in history. After some tough years in the 90s, which I'll cover in a future video of course, Apple came back strong in 2001 with the iPod, a music player that fit in a pocket. It let you carry 1,000 songs with you. But it wasn't just the device itself that made a difference. It was how it worked seamlessly with iTunes. For the first time, Apple created a complete experience, hardware, software, and service all working together smoothly. The iPod didn't just save the company financially. It introduced millions of people to Apple's ecosystem, paving the way for what was coming next. And the real breakthrough came on 2007 with the launch of the iPhone. And later on, it came with the iPod Touch. That was basically the same iPhone, but without all of that phone features. And from that point on, Apple positioned itself as more than just a company. It became a symbol of status and design. And that, it's a top-tier marketing. This is where most people agree. Apple's design and quality are hard to beat. Premium materials, well, most of the time, perfect integration between hardware and software, and an ecosystem that makes everything work almost like magic. But of course, that magic doesn't come cheap. Apple has had moments of true innovation. The M1 chip, the App Store, Face ID, but there have also been times when they simply perfected ideas that already existed, like wireless charging, which had been around on the phones for years. Apple didn't invent it, but when they introduced it to the iPhone X or iPhone X or whatever you want to call it, they did it with such polished design and integration that many people thought it was brand new. And that's Apple's power. They are not always first, but they almost always make it like they are. And the question is it bad or is it just smart? Compared to the competition, Apple has some very clear strengths. The first one is integration. Their devices talk to each other as if they were part of the same organism. You take a picture on your iPhone, and seconds later, it's already on your Mac or your iPad without you lifting a finger. That it just works feeling it's hard to reproduce outside Apple, at least not at a lower price. The second is the user experience. From the menu design to the way you unbox a new Apple product, everything is built to feel intuitive, even if it's your very first time touching one of their devices. And the third is support. Most iPhones get software updates from 5 or 6 years, something that is still rare in most Android brands, where they can get support from 2, 3, maybe 4 years if you are lower in budget. And in general, Apple's customer support is top tier. Although, of course, that's mostly true if you have their latest products. You are not going to get the best assistance if your iPad from 2014 is locked. If you have issues with your 2012 iPod, there's not much they can do. But it's not perfect. Apple falls short when it comes to customization. If you want to change how the system looks or works, you are much more limited compared to Android or Windows. They also fall behind the price variety. In the Android world, you can find a phone for almost every budget. With Apple, the entry point is already expensive, leaving out a lot of users. And of course, if you want to make any update, any official purchase from the brand, you will need to pay the big bucks for that. And yes, we are all watching you, and YouTube, and many other examples about that. And maybe the most curious part, Apple often isn't the first that is bringing cutting-edge technology. High refresh rate screens, periscope zoom cameras, fast wireless charging. All of those appeared in other brands first. Apple usually waits, polishes experience, and then launches it as if it's a huge breakthrough. And in their way, it usually works. They see something that is working fine, they take the design, they take the idea, make it their own, make it better. Most of the times it's better. Now, here's the thing. I don't use Apple in my daily life. I don't own an iPhone, a Mac, or an iPad as my main tools. But I did have an iPod Touch and other devices of the brand back when I was a kid. So yeah, I got to experience how the tech evolved. And seeing how the brand has consistently built products that are easy to use and high quality year after year, I completely understand why so many people consider them the best. For me, Apple is excellent at what it does, but I do think it's not for everyone. And that's also perfectly fine. The best brand is the one that actually fits your needs, but it's not also the one that sells the most or the one that has the most hyped products. I don't have Apple products, I don't need them. I have an Android phone and it's pretty much everything I need at the moment. So yes, this was a small deep toe into Apple's history. There is so much to cover, so don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for the next chapter. I already have several topics lined up for future videos, so let me know down in the comments what you'd like me to talk about next. I have some pretty interesting ones that I have full confidence that you will enjoy it as much as I will enjoy recording them. But now is your turn. Is Apple the best or just the most famous? If you own an iPhone, share your experience. I'll be reading the comments. And also, this is my very first video and I am planning to upload one every 2 weeks. So if you want more content about tech, gaming, movies, the world in general, just stick around with me. And if you like the video, give it a like. And if you have any feedback for me, I will gladly take it into consideration for future videos so I can bring better content next time. But yeah, that's all. Bye.